Hello, and a big welcome to all of you out there. And Today we have a very special guest. It's Heidi Maloy. A big welcome to you here today.
Thank you.
And I'm so excited to hear about your journey with horses. Where did it all begin?
It began when I was about 3 or 4 at my family farm. We only had cows. It was a cow farm. And I started riding one of the cows that we fed on the bottle. And I told for forever, I rode her, probably for about a year. And she thought she was a dog. She would jump on the back of the truck and, bottle fed baby. You know how they are. So, and then apparently I remember riding the cow, but I don't remember all the stories. But apparently I told my daddy I didn't want to be a cowgirl. I want to be a horse girl. So we got my first pony from my local Hilltoppers Pony Club, Miss Peg, who I actually got to see. She's 96 now. I got to see her 2 weekends ago. She's doing well. But she got me my first pony, not just Peanuts, and we got her for free. And she
Wow.
yeah, she was about 16, 17 when I got her and had done eventing and little 13-hand Welsh pony that was a magic thing. Mean as the devil, but magic.
Wow. Worse than the cow.
Oh, yes. The cow was great compared to that. But Peanut, I fell off probably the first 3 years. Every day I rode. I rode every day. I
Wow.
was a teeny tiny thing. We didn't have arenas. Daddy just put me up there and I just bebop around until I fell off and I get back on and do it again. And so that's how it all kind of started. And then I joined Pony Club and they had to make me up a new rating, a D1A, because it's usually just D1. But I was so little, they had to make me up a kind of a fake one um, for me to start. And then, so yeah, that's where it all began.
Wow. What a journey.
Yes, yes.
So, what are you working with today?
Well, since then, I continued throughout Pony Club. I also am a silver medalist vaulter. I started vaulting in 1990 and earned my silver medal. And I got to be one of the 40 people in the US demonstrate in the 96 Olympics. So that was also really cool. It was part of the friendship team. And the friendship team still does stuff today, the American Vaulting Association. So vaulting, and then I did Gymkhana games and eventing was pretty much my past of everything. With the vaulting, we started volunteering with Camp Sunshine. It was a cancer camp for children and teenagers, and so we started doing a vaulting group there every summer. So that's kind of how I got into therapeutic riding and really having a strong need to want to help others and do that type of thing. So journeyed through. I graduated from University of Georgia, and they didn't have degrees back then that had to do with horses, but now of course they do. So I just have a history degree that does nothing with what I do in life. But so now I'm the head instructor at Oconee Therapeutic Riding, and I teach therapeutic riding. I have my PATH certification for CTRI and for interactive vaulting, and I'm also almost have my horse guided empowerment. It's another model that I've been working on, and I'm about to graduate from that. That's what I've been working on the past 6 months. And so, yeah, that's pretty much, I have 9 horses, 6 of which are mine that work in the program.
Yeah, and what breed is that?
Well, I have a very wide range of breeds. From big to small, I have a halflinger pony that's 23. And so she's short and stocky, so she can carry, we let her carry around 100 pounds or so, but since she's short, it's very helpful. And then I just got a new little pony named Bullet. It's a little Welsh pony, and he is about 16, and he's maybe 13 hands. He's perfect. All the little kids love him. He's just, and then he might turn into a games pony too one day, but right now he's just doing therapeutic riding. Then I have a Frisian Percheron cross, and she does vaulting, and she also can carry some of our heavier riders just because she's about 2,000 pounds. She's a good girl. she puts up with a lot, and then lets all three of us get on her, like 3 kids at a time, and do tricks, and they love it, and it's very empowering. And then 2 quarter horses. One is a retired bronze level dressage horse. He has early onset arthritis in his hind end, but the therapy, he can walk, trot, and canter perfectly, and has a great time. And then a paint quarter horse, two, and then 2 thoroughbreds. My 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 heart horse, one of my thoroughbreds, Kitty. He is 9 now. I got him when he was 4, straight off the track. We did the retired racehorse project, in which he got second in out of 150 people in dressage. I was very proud, and I thought I was going to sell him at the end of it, and I couldn't, and he and he's probably not what you would imagine to be a therapeutic riding horse, but he started it when he was young, and he just has a heart for it and wants to please me. And he actually does some of my most physically severe riders, ones that are paralyzed in wheelchairs. He has a seeing impaired lady that he does. I have to back ride with him with one of my clients, and so it's all the horses have, they're all big empaths, and then another paint quarter horse, and then an Appaloosa. So a little bit of everything.
Yeah, sounds great.
Yes.
So you also work with vaulting now, so you help others to do it, or you're still working in it yourself, or?
Yes, ma'am. Both. I teach, and I coach, and I do it myself still. And I
Wow.
do a lot of horse yoga too. All my horses love horse yoga. On top of them and beside them. And I do it with my clients. I have about 50-ish clients, I think around 54, around 40 to 45, that come on a regular basis. I have some that come every other week. My youngest is 4. My oldest is 72, I believe.
Okay.
So a wide range, and they all have, different things that we're working through, just depending on it's situational with everyone. Different able bodies and individuals that just are looking to heal with horses, and so that's what I try to help do, and me and my herd try to help heal. So
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
have
horses are great to that.
yes, ma'am. So we serve physical development, emotional well-being, cognitives. It helps with cognitive disorders and stuff and development, sensory, stress relief. Horses are just magical for everything, I think.
They are, yeah, that's right. So, are you working all by yourself, or do you have help, or?
um, Very fortunately, I have the best assistant in the world, and she is also my bar manager. She lives on site, and she is just wonderful. She came to me about almost a year ago now, and I think around Christmas it'll be a year. She came into my life and wanted to get her PATH CTRI therapeutic riding certification. So she's been in the journey of that since then, and come to find out, we had never crossed paths, but my trainer that I had growing up, who unfortunately passed away of a massive heart attack at 60 years old on the horse. And
Wow.
yes, and so she was very dear to me. And but Rhea, that's my assistant's name, she came right after that, after I'd already had not been at the barn anymore after Amia's passing, and had her vest on, and I was like, oh, that vest is very familiar. And she's like, oh, this was Mia Dalrymple's. And I was like, oh my goodness, not it's gonna make me almost cry. And so we just barely missed pass, and so that was really cool. And she actually gave me her vest, and I was like, okay, we're best friends. Yes, you were going to be the best assistant ever. And she's turned out to be amazing. And so she's on her journey trying to get her certifications finished. It's kind of it's not that it's a long process. She's got most of it done. It's just, working with PATH, and they only offer a couple of certifications, like that you have to take the big test like twice a year. So hopefully we'll have that done in February or March of next year. And then she'll start teaching with me. And we have a amazing group of volunteers that come out.
Okay.
The president of our board, it's Oconee Therapeutic Riding, and the president of our board Miss Joey, she comes out so much and helps and is always there and will ride the horses and do anything I need. And she also is my volunteer coordinator. And we're very close to the University of Georgia. So luckily, we kind of do programs through the school where they can do community service hours out with us. So we usually have a big group that come out and have to do like 20 or so hours in a semester. Right now, we have two lovely interns that come and help and are in some type of either special needs help development or things that would physical therapy, speech therapist, OT, any type of schooling that would lead to those jobs. They end up coming out and working with us. So that's also a very, very nice that we have. But we also offer the volunteer opportunity to everyone in the community, even to my students. Once they get 14 and older, they are also allowed to start volunteering up to their abilities. Some of them may actually be able to sidewalk and lead horses, while others might be doing stall work or being greeters. And so we try to just kind of include everyone and make it a big family. So
That's fantastic. I have heard a lot for others I have had on podcasts that you have a lot with volunteers, and I think we can learn a lot from you here in Europe. We don't have the same community in this way, and it sounds amazing to me.
thank you. And what a lot of our volunteers say too, and especially the ones in college and then my ones that are not, but they get away from school for a little bit and they get to brush the horses. So it's almost a therapy for them too, just being out where it's peaceful and quiet and in the country and just time away, and the joy that working with the students brings to them. They usually find their favorite, students that they like to come work with, and then they get a bond with the horses too. And usually we keep at least a handful of them that keep coming back even after they finish their class hours. And then next weekend, we have my alumni pony club. They're bringing out a group of about 20 people to come do tack cleaning and anything that we need done with the horses. So we reach out to all sorts of stuff. And it's just really nice that I think everybody learns, and it makes you feel better to be helpful and being with horses and nature and taking it all in is just, I think, a beautiful.
Being together and being with the horses, it's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And also for you, it must be a good help to have these people around.
Yes, most of the time, yes.
Also
Well,
a bit of work. Yeah,
yeah.
I know.
Well, you know how that always is. Like, that's the good thing with my assistant. I don't really have to, we can kind of talk without talking to each other. But, when you have your hands, and so keeping everybody organized and making sure they have something to do. And, it's a lot on top of making sure the students and the horses, and you know how it is with horses, making sure they're happy, healthy, and ready to go. We also have a wonderful farrier. I love him to death. And my horses all get chiropractic care every 3 months, and also body work massage every 3 months. Well, they're on a rotation schedule. So
I would like to be a horse there.
Oh, I know. Well, and I have no money, but my animals are all treated really well.
The massage and all.
Well, they need it, and I do try to do my barefoot feet myself, just to kind of save myself a little bit of money. But the body work, I have a cribber. One of my horses, Caspian, he's a cribber. So, but he's great to use he's wonderful. He does lower level eventing and all therapy stuff, but it's his self-soother. So I use him as a tool for some of my students that do have anxiety and things that they have to do to self-soothe or self-harm. And he's a very good teacher. And when you tighten his girth, he wants to crib. And I've never met a horse that will crib on people, on metal, on wood, on anything. And I've had him since he was 6. He's 15 now. And that horse, and so it's something he does to self-soothe. So he does see the bodywork lady, Miss Gail, every month. And then it just really helps him release his TMJ, and he gets spoiled. But I feel these guys, it's hard enough being a horse and, having one person that rides you, and this is what we do, and you're used to that person, but having a lot of different people on you that have emotional and physical differences and may not be balanced or may not be kind at sometimes, or and not that I don't mean to be kind, but
Yeah, I know.
different things in it. And so they put up with a lot, and I feel I need to give back because they're athletes at the end of the day. And with my program, I teach to my students abilities to ride horses, not to their special needs that they come to me for. So I have some students that are walk, trot, cantering, and jumping, while others I have that just walk and have side leaders, sidewalkers, and a leader. Sometimes they start my program and it's all groundwork to start. One of my students, she has been with me for probably about 6 months now. We just started riding. She has a seizure disorder, but her doctors have released her to be able to ride. But it's still, she's an adult. And so it's not like it's a little kid you can just pull off. So
Oh,
it's kind of, but her daddy, she is in her 40s, and her daddy said that I made a little girl's dream come true. And we all about cried when he said that, because it was just beautiful to finally get her up on a horse and her be able to do something she's always wanted to do. So we have a wide range, and and it's a lot of just kind of stretching and doing yoga stuff and just sitting and loving on the horse and that type of things.
sounds great. Yeah. How is your climate? Do you have a riding house, or are you outside always?
We are outside always. We don't have an indoor. We do have our two little barns, so we tack and brush. My
Mm.
students also, they learn how to horse knowledge, how to tack, how to groom to their ability. And we do bareback pads, English. I do have Western saddles, but we mainly do English. I have vaulting surf singles, but I push bareback a lot because I really want them to feel the movement of the horse.
Yeah.
And even my ones that are doing more advanced riding, I'm like, you can ride bareback, then you can ride anyway. And they always see me on my thoroughbred. I ride him. When I was talking about Kitty, with just a rope around, piece of leather around his neck, and bareback and jump him and walk, trot, canter. And they're like, but if anybody else got on him and tried to do that, would not be the case, because he is a very opinionated. He loves his mommy. But we do not have a covered, but we have 22 acres. And we just moved to this new facility in March of last year. So we have a grass arena that we have lots of games set up, like a basketball goal. We have a big Connect Four, bending poles, and then we have a jump arena that's another grass arena in another area. And then we have our trails. So we have cleared out through the woods, and it's so beautiful.
Mm.
The only thing is we have to take our walking stick to get down the spider webs that come up in the path. But we through the 22 acres, we go on lots of trail rides, and that's how we get out of the weather. It gets very hot here in the summer.
Okay.
So we did a lot of water games. We have out of those little uh, things that you float on, the cheap little tubes that you float on. We can put water hose through them and put holes in them. So we made a waterfall that the horses and the kids could walk through. We use
Mm.
sprinklers, and I let them play in the water before they get on the horses. And all the horses they love water. I'm lucky that all mine love water except for one. So we spend a lot of time in the water and walking in the shade. And so I hardly do have to cancel in the summer due to the heat, just because we do have the trails and shade and water games.
Yeah.
And in the winter, doesn't get terribly cold here. We might get one snow, and it gets freezing for me. So my coveralls on and tons of clothes, because I'm out there for about 10 hours. But all the students, they're there for about an hour. So it's not that bad.
No.
We do have our tack room is enclosed. So we have a heater in that so everybody can get warm. And I usually have the hot hands that they can put. And half the kids steal my clothes because I have tons of layers, because I never know how the day is going to turn out. It's been about 40 degrees in the morning here, and then 85 by the afternoon. So it's stripping off clothes all day right now.
Yeah.
So we kind of just do whatever. And all my parents are um, guardians, are the ones that are old enough. We kind of adjust. Sometimes we may not ride quite as long. We might do some unmounted stuff with our sessions. We also have an equicizer, it's a moving horse barrel thing that we
Okay.
can they're really cool. And then I have my vaulting barrel in one of the stalls I made into kind of a playroom gym. So there's other things that we can do if storms come about or if it's super hot. So we try to do other unmounted type things, grooming and
Yeah.
yes, because
Wow.
I think it's important to learn everything, not just the riding part. So
That's right. That's right. And for the kids as well, yeah, be around the horses and learn some stuff. That's fantastic.
yes, ma'am.
It sounds like a big, great family.
Yes, we have become that, and um, next weekend we have our Halloween fun show. So
Oh,
everyone's gonna dress up with. They can. We only have the 9 horses, but only I think only 7 are probably going to participate. I have a couple that are going to be like, no, thank you, with all the stuff. They're good with things, but they like my costume's pretty intense, and I think I would definitely scare one of my horses, which because I'm a Spider Gwen, and then my horse is Spidey horse, and I've made all these legs that come off of it, and it's pretty intense. So, but we're gonna have a little fun show where everyone gets to dress up themselves and then their horse, and then we're making stick horses this week out of socks and mop poles. And
yeah,
so, in between, when the next group is getting their horses ready, everyone else is going to do stick horse pony games of Gymkhana and
yeah.
like in bobbing for apples with their little stick horses. And that way, so we just about every quarter we try to do something fun for the families to all come out and get together and mingle together and have that interaction too.
Sounds a lot of fun.
Yes, we're looking forward to it. So
Yeah, can imagine. Oh, wow. And how is the connection with, are you outside town or you are in connection with the town or something?
we are around 30 minutes from Athens, Georgia, which is in the US, and which is it's a college town, but it's still it's medium size. There's lots
Okay.
of country all around it. You
Yeah.
drive 20 minutes and you're in the country. Um, so there's a little town called Watkinsville near us. Atlanta is about an hour and a half, and that's the capital of Georgia. So that's kind of the city part. But I do have some students that drive up to an hour to get to me. Most are within 30 minutes.
Okay.
But it's everyone seems to enjoy coming out that way and getting away from kind of traffic and it being
Yeah.
quiet. Our old location was a little bit closer to town. It was on a busier highway. Um, so we had to deal with kind of louder stuff. But now that we're like kind of further down in the country, which we're closer to some people, a little bit further from others, but it's
Yeah.
so peaceful and quiet. And it's just, I think it makes a better atmosphere for the therapeutic or just for
Yeah.
writing in general and having that kind of peaceful, just serene setting. So
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. So, if people wants to get in touch with you, where can they find you?
we have a Facebook group. It's Oconee Therapeutic Riding. It's kind of hard to spell Oconee, but I can spell that to you. And then we also have our website that's about to be launching. We've been working on it since we moved to our new location and changed over our name. But it'll be Oconee Therapeutic Riding.org. Um, and we're really excited about that getting loaded and launched. I have it in previews right now, so it's really close. So hopefully by the time that this comes out, that will be ready for everyone. Um, Also by email, mouth of word of mouth, and different things like kind of. We also do a lot of things with local school groups where we have their special needs classes come in and do a grooming and a horse leading type things. And we try to do reach outs to the community. Um, we are a 501c3. So even people that are not close to us that can't come out and help volunteer like in person, we always need donations. I have, like I said, around 50 students. About 50% of them are on scholarship. Their scholarships range from paying nothing to maybe paying half or it could be any, whatever they can afford, we do. So the horses and the students are always, that's one of the things that we take pleasure in, is being able to help people that can't always afford to do the riding. So yeah.
That's a big thing. Yeah. As you said, riding and horses is expensive, and especially today. Yeah. So
No, that's everything's going up.
yeah.
I know. I'm like, I need to go to the chiropractor, but like, oh no, my 3 horses have to do that this weekend. So
You
I'm
have
not
to
going.
place yourself in the row there between the
I know, right?
horses.
Like, can I be a horse for the day? Yes.
Yes.
I'll just settle with my Epsom salt baths.
Wow. Yeah. It has been a pleasure to talking to you. Really, I love your energy, and I'm sure that it's a perfect place to be and do all these special things. So thank you very much for coming here today and share with us. And thank you very much for you out there who have been here and listened and seen this. And please subscribe to the channel so we can carry on and see some new people next week. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. It was great. I enjoyed it.
Thank you, and bye bye.
Bye.